podcast from Drew and Mike is, I think it's really cool, and that is what I wanted to say.
Two and a mic. Julia, who I have saved in my contacts as Julia Books, has finally found the time to come back and do a short episode with me about how her and therefore also our project is coming along. Julia and her co-workers have been working away like crazy behind the corona scenes and have produced a great app that brings together many media elements, and they're all designed to enhance the storytelling experience for those who like to consume stories as experiences to be lived and breathed. Here she tells me what she and the team have been up to over the last year, and also reveals a bit of what they have in store for us. Thank you, Julia, for your time. Julia, it's been almost a year, but it's great to have you back. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Yes, it's a long time. A lot has happened in the last 12 months.
I'm for obvious reasons, I'm intrigued by how things are going. But from a non-selfish perspective, what have you been up to? You're so hard to get in touch with. You're always busy. What's going on?
Yeah. Oh well, a lot has going on the last 12 months. We've updated our shop. At the moment, are updating our shop again because we're not quite feeling good about the theme, and we want to have it more comfortable to use, and so we are still have work in progress there, and we made a completely new facelift for the Lively Story app, and creating new content, reaching out to our authors, planning a bigger project, an anthology with a few authors already, 2 different themes, and so I don't know where the last 12 months have gone. I can't really believe that it is already end of June almost.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've communicated throughout the year, and there have been sort of periods where you were just completely buried by work, but then you've been, and not just you, the team, you were working like feverishly in communicating. How hard is it to create new networks in the way that you have done?
So we have created different networks. So we have our business network. We are creating I'm sorry, my phone.
Okay. One of your networks is in touch with you.
We are creating a community. We are creating a network with our authors. We want to give them the opportunities to get to know each other, to write together, to try something new. It's there are days in which I have a completely emptied smartphone at 5. Because I'm on the phone for 6, 7, 8 hours. There are days where I'm having 60, 70 new mails in my inbox. So it's hard, but it's a lot of fun because you get to know a lot of people, a lot of creative people. You are creative. You have an exchange that is really, really, really helpful and empowering, and I love it. I love it really. So The next thing we are starting is our new TikTok channel. So we will see if we get TikTok famous and go viral. Yeah, that's what we are starting in the next time. So to create the community and make the community of the lively story readers even bigger and more interesting for authors and publishers and everybody who loves a good story.
Okay, all right. So I mean, TikTok. So I presume that you're also on all of the other social media networks. So you're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
YouTube.
Fine.
But the main issue is that we've created something new, and you have to explain it, and you have to show the people what it is. So if I make a screenshot and say, look, that's lively story, you see always just a little snippet of what it really is. And with the medium of videos, you have the possibility to really show what it's going on. And we see that it is really interesting for the people on TikTok. So the views are just really good. And yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. I have to find you as well on Instagram, but I'll get the details later, and I'll put them also in the in the podcast notes as well, so other people can find the channel there too. TikTok then, because I remember last time we spoke, you said that, or one of the many times we've spoken, but you said that one of the things that you really enjoy about your job is that you get to learn and do so many cool creative things.
Yes.
And I guess because Instagram, I'm such a novice, I have no idea what's going on. But I guess TikTok also has a certain way of working. Yeah. Do you learn this yourself, or do you get your daughter to teach you?
No, I did it by myself. I must confess, I'm an real TikTok addict.
Really?
So I started watching TikTok by myself. I haven't published any videos yet. I'm just one of those who are swiping up and down and looking and commenting. In end of 2020. So when the pandemic hit hard the second time, so it has had a lot of influence on my personal creativity. So the time was I just was working and homeschooling and had the feelings my creativity stopped, so I couldn't write anymore, and I need something which is positive, which is fun. So my personal TikTok space is a lot of kittens, puppies, and witchy stuff. So that's what was the first contact I had with TikTok, and then I started to watch small businesses growing on TikTok. I had 2 or 3 from the United States, which have super special items. I love stationery, and they had some really beautiful items, and I followed them and I saw them growing and thought that might be something what could be interesting for us too. And yeah, we are a small team, and we made the decision that we first try to use in our community, which we have as authors, and the book community. But we are limited. We are limited to Germany because it's a bubble. It's a big bubble, but it is a bubble. So after being 6 years in publishing, I have to confess, all the bloggers, all the other authors, the publishers, and it's really, really difficult to expand and to find new readers and new people to try a new product. And we also see that Facebook is, for our target group, it is really, really dying, because Facebook is the medium of the grandparents. So I say Instagram is okay. Instagram is like the freaky aunt that is invited and sits on the kids' table because she's a little bit crazy, and but everybody likes her. And if you really want to go in younger target groups, you have to take YouTube and TikTok. And we are making our plans, what we are going to post and how we are doing that, and creating content for TikTok. And I am really good in cutting and editing videos right now. So that's a new skill I've learned in the last 12 months. And yes, but that's really cool. So it's another way to be creative, and I love it really.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, so TikTok, has a slightly bad reputation. Okay, I say bad reputation among people of my age, so our age, I guess our generation, because it was like something that came afterwards. It's new, it's just for kids and so on. But it's not at all bad, is it? It's just different, isn't it?
It's different, yeah. So it is a time consumer. So you lose your time in social media. So you scroll through Facebook and you see, okay, it's oh my gosh, 30 minutes are gone. What have I done? Recently, nothing. And TikTok is a little bit more time consuming. To say it, you have videos between 15 seconds and 3 minutes, and most of them are about 30 to 60 seconds. So you are swiping through and you don't realize how much time you are consuming. The algorithm is much stronger than Facebook and Instagram. So it's a little bit scary how accurate it is. So after a week, you have exactly what you want, and you don't see anything you don't want to see. And yeah, that's quite impressive. So but if you are in, either you like it or you hate it. So my colleagues, we have 3 who loves them and 3 who don't like it. So and they all say I'm too old for that stuff.
Yeah, I with all respect to people who say that, because everyone is allowed to choose their own, interests and hobbies and so on. But I mean, I'm getting back into, video games with my console. I'm on the Xbox. I absolutely love it. My only problem is I don't get enough time to play it. So,
Yeah.
but it keeps coming up because there are people that keep saying, yeah, I'm 45, I'm 50, I'm 55, and I'm, playing on the computer. And some of my friends laugh at me, but who cares? If it's entertaining, do it,
Yeah. And I'm personally a PS player. So as you can see up there, I love the Assassin's Creed series. You are never too old to play. Nobody would laugh at you when you say, oh, I love popular board games. So if you play the Settlers of Catan, nobody laughs at you when you are 55. So why shouldn't you play Xbox or PlayStation? It's just a different kind of playing. Mm-hmm. I love the Nintendo games. My daughter and I share a Switch, and she plays Pokemon and I play Mario Kart. So it's just a hobby and something you can do in your free time to relax. And it's such crazy times we have. You just do what you love, because otherwise you are going to get crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I recently on Game Pass downloaded Assassin's Creed Origins, and I haven't started it yet. So I don't know if you played it, but
Yeah, I am a little on. I have some of the Assassin's Creed on my list, but I don't have the time to. So I can only play it in the evening when my daughter is in bed, because she's still too young, and so most of the time I'm too tired to play in the evening. And unfortunately, I'm really too old for those playing sessions on the weekend, 16 to 18 hours in one. Not sleeping, not eating, that doesn't work anymore.
yeah, no, that's the hardcore stuff, which is way beyond me too. But I mean, I try to do like a half an hour or an hour here and there, but even that's it's getting hard. But
Yeah.
the will is there. But
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're luckily in a position where you can do or pursue your entertainment on TikTok and also work at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's quite
Yes.
useful. But how much of your time now have you also because you write too, and so how much of your time are you now because last year maybe it was a bit different, but how much of your time now can you dedicate to sort of content creation, not just TikTok but writing?
I have almost finished my next novel. I'm writing together with my wonderful colleague Holly Lavender. The last 2 chapters are missing, so we made the decision today to split it in 2 parts, so I can start editing the first part. And it's about 80,000 words. It's a regular novel with I think 300 to 350 pages, and but we will do it as a lively story too. So I wrote a little bit, not that much I wanted to, but I've started again, which is for me really a success, because it shows that my mind is again coming back to be creative. And yeah, I love writing. It's my passion, and more than creating just videos and audios. And I have a lot of ideas, and I hope I can publish this novella and maybe another this year, so that I have 2 publishings this year. That would be great.
Okay. Let's bring it back a little bit, because maybe some people haven't listened to the first one that we did. So just lively stories. Can you just quickly kind of explain what it is?
Well, lively story is a completely new entertainment format that combines novels, videos, and audios and pictures. So we have some sentences to explain. With lively story, Harry Potter can call you, and Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey can send you video messages, and you can see what he is chatting with his girlfriend, and it's really a completely new form of entertaining, and with a focus on the thing you want to have in focus. So if you are a video content creator, you can set the focus on videos. That if you have a lot of audios, you can work with these audios. And if you are a classical writer, you can have the focus on text and make this text deeper, and for the reader it is deeper. The experience in a book is deeper if you have the main character is making a phone call and you can hear it, or if he's sending some texts and you can read those texts like you would look over his shoulder. And if you see something, if you read, he's on the beach and the weather is nice, and the sun, the beach is white sand, and the sun makes a wonderful scene. And so with Lively Story, you can put that image in the story, so the reader sees what the main character sees, and you can use music to make it more sad or more happy, or you can intense the feelings that the reader has while he is reading. And yeah, it's quite a cool thing for reading. So after 2 years of pandemic, we don't want to have more books. Obviously, we can't have more books because the board is full. And watching series is boring too, because yeah, it's another series, a new series, but it's watching TV, and we give you something new. We mix it up, shake it through, and make a new way of entertaining people. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, as you said at the beginning, you're sort of reworking the user interface. I mean, what I've seen recently from my work, I think the user interface is much better. It's so I can only imagine it's going to take a couple of steps forward as well over the next few, I don't know, weeks, months, or what kind of time frame?
The next month. Yeah, we have a lot of ideas we are currently working on, and we as content creators we're allowed to add some things to our wish list, and so it's always work in progress.
Okay. And how would you turn a classic novel, as you said you've written with Holly, sort of 80,000 words worth, how would you turn that into a lively story?
Well, it's a little bit difficult because we wrote our story specifically for the app. So while we were writing, we were thinking what external content we should give in place. So we have incoming calls, which looks really as if your smartphone is ringing, if somebody is calling you. We have outgoing calls. We have chats in between. We having music in between to make it more tense. But the best story to explain how you change a classical novel into a lively story is CO2, which is a German thriller. And we worked with that text, and we took every chapter and looked what make the content deeper, what brings more feelings into the content, and ended up with more than 700 media files, which we are putting in this novel. Additional, we don't shorten the text, it's on top of the book. Okay. And there is one element, for example, he has a countdown in his book. So I made the countdown visual. You see a countdown which is counting down on the parts where it fits and where it belongs. And it was a lot of fun. And it was a challenge because that wasn't written to be a lively story. So you can switch every novel if you want to into a lively story, but you can also write a novel as a lively story and publish it afterwards as a normal print book.
Sure.
So that's a really, really cool thing. So you take every page, look what could fit a picture, a sound. Heartbeat is something which works really, really well. So if you have a situation with a lot of tense, and there is this description, my heart was pumping, and you hear it, it makes the whole thing more feelable.
Mm. Yeah. No, I can imagine. It's a bit like when, as we know, sort of when you're playing a game and the control pad starts to vibrate and stuff.
Yeah.
This additional sensation, isn't it, that it gives you?
Yeah, that's something we can do too. You can make your smartphone the vibration you can use and make the screen dark. So if somebody loses his consciousness, you make the darken the screen, and that's something that is breathtaking sometimes, because you are what's happening now, and it's more if something like that happens in compared to just reading a book.
Yeah, no, I think the app has really brought out the early concepts, of what was meant to be, and it looks great. So
Thank you.
Yeah, good work, and long may it continue, Julia.
Yeah.
But also that you've worked hard, you've created networks, you've also built some interesting partnerships, and hopefully over the next few months and a couple of years at least, these will start to. Yeah. So I mean, are there any of these things? I know some things are secret and so on, but is there anything you can kind of talk about?
Yeah, it's really interesting for those who have kids. We signed a contract with SAG Media, which is the home of Miraculous Ladybug, the story tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And we will start working on them next week. And there will some publishing within the next week and month. And we are really, really proud to have such a big partner on our side. And that's something special.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I believe it to be the case. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because essentially you and I and everybody involved in Lively Story has a passion for books. But clearly this is an expansion, isn't it? This is not your normal open it up. This is using full media. This is like engagement, different generations, and so on. And your partnerships express that development, don't they? So that you've come out of the publishing, as it were, or the specific publishing framework, and now you're engaging with people in other media areas. How does it feel to jump out of your comfort zone?
Well, it's a little bit. I'm a little bit.
Divided, yeah.
Yes, divided is the word. On the one hand, I'm sad because I love books. Obviously, it's my passion. But on the other hand, it's what we see when we're talking about Lively Story with people from audios, from filmings, from movie companies. They are getting the concept a lot faster than the bookish guys, and that's we talked with Zach when we had about 3 or 4 children's stories, and they told us that this whole Lively Story thing is so impressive for them, because we are obviously a team of 5 girls in the front and 3 programmers, IT guys in the back. what we created in the last 2 years is something so special, and they believe in us in such a wonderful way. All of the media companies are really open to this way of entertainment, and that's something that makes us really, really proud. It's a little bit scary, but it makes us proud because it's not our comfort zone.
But it's also, there's a bit of pressure, isn't there? Now, oh, cool, these guys like it. Now we need to produce. And but you've already produced. I mean, the product is there, the app is there. It's now a question of building things up a bit more, isn't it? More content.
And we have to learn to be confident. It's I think sometimes it's a women thing to say, oh yeah, thank you, and keep things small and don't scream out and say, hey, look, we have a really cool thing here, and it's your fault if you are not using it. So that's something we have to learn to stay straight and strong, and be proud of what we are doing and communicate it in that way. So we are still learning, but it's getting better.
Yeah, no, it looks great. And from some of the stuff that you were saying earlier, so the development of the communities and these groups and so on, I'd love to be included as well. Let me in as a contributor as well to some of these things. So it would be nice to speak with with you as well and some of the other the contributors, authors, just to see how it develops, not necessarily from the inside, because that's not. I don't even have the ability to jump in and do what you guys are doing. But just to see some things and sometimes brainstorm, bring contacts together as well, and also maybe even do sort of different podcasts with some of the other people as well. Because I know you love talking, Julia, but maybe you could. Spread out this particular responsibility too. But it's, and also, I mean, it's important to highlight, the main. Okay, you mentioned the 3 developers in the background, but you are essentially 5 women, and you each live in more or less a different parts of Germany.
Yes.
As you said, you all have family commitments too. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You've achieved a great deal, already in this particular, under these difficult circumstances. It's to be commended. I think it's fantastic, Julia, I have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Okay, all right. So, I mean, today will be like a short and sweet one, but I really hope, as I said, we will have, sort of more frequent opportunities to get more like catch up, get to know what the news is and so on. And I'll also put some links into the podcast notes, as I said earlier, and people will know where to find you and Lively Story and all of the other wonderful things that you've got developing.
Oh yeah, that is a lot more going on, but that sounds a little bit crazy. if you're telling the people, no, we are not only have Lively Story, but also augmented reality, a live shopping thing, and so that's why I'm focusing on Lively Story, and let my colleagues explain the other things.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from that as well, because I haven't. The shopping I'm aware of, because I follow your colleagues on LinkedIn and so on, so I see these updates. But augmented reality, I love the technology as well, so it'll be interesting to hear how that's developing too. But from the Lively Story perspective. Yeah, brilliant.
It's really interesting to combine Lively Story, augmelity, and a printed book. That's what we've done with Spiritus Demonis. Okay. Unfortunately, we have it only in German. The translation are on their way, and we will have that as the English and the Spanish version too. But we have to create content in in English, which isn't that easy to find speakers, especially for the Spanish versions. But that's what the authors made there. They created the printings, and we've made some augmented reality content. And so you have the books with a few features, but not all. So they say if you want to have the full experience, you have to read the lively story, but for those who want to have something for their bookshelf with a signature, we make the print. That's quite cool. What the possibilities are, and what things you can make.
Yeah, and we will follow with a keen eye how things develop. So thank you again, Julia, for taking up your time and to tell me about it. And we will stay in touch.
Of course, we will. Yes.
All the best. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
And a mic.